Olá! Olá! Seja bem-vindo, seja bem-vinda à aula número 2, Master Your Portuguese com Yuri Paz. Welcome, welcome to Master Your Portuguese com Yuri Paz. Eu sou Yuri Paz, and this is our second lesson live on YouTube. Every Friday, I will be here on YouTube teaching you Portuguese and teaching you grammar points. This is focused mostly on grammar because I want to help students to understand better Portuguese grammar. Oi, linda! Muito obrigado por ter vindo. Oi, Eldad! Thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much. It's awesome to have you here with me. I'm very glad. And I decided to teach these lessons online, free lessons online on grammar topics to help students understand some concepts of Portuguese language and some concepts that I think that they are part of our language. Can you learn Portuguese without focusing too much on grammar? Of course, yes. But there are some aspects that they are very important to understand how something is spoken, for example. And today we are going to work on articles. We're going to work on articles today. Last lesson, on lesson 1, we studied the differences between verbs ser and estar. And I think that was very clear lesson that you understood. If you watched lesson 1, AULA 1, you understood well the differences between verbs ser and estar. And today we are going to work on how to use articles correctly. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching the recording, thank you so much for watching this. I've got my orange juice right here with me, you know. I love drinking orange juice. And it calms me down a bit. So it's wonderful to have you here. So tell me, where are you from? Where are you right now? Write down in the comment section where you are right now. I am in Fortaleza, and I would love to hear where you are right now. There are lots of things that we will study today. Very important basic concepts of Portuguese language that will help you in the future lessons and how to understand and speak Portuguese very well. Okay? Eu estou perto de Tel Aviv, Israel, Baltimore. Ótimo. Então, we have students in Israel, Baltimore. Maravilha. Então, eu estou em Fortaleza, no Brasil, e hoje nós vamos aprender como usar artigos corretamente. Irlanda! Ótimo! Seja bem-vindo, John. Seja bem-vindo. Muito bom. Today we are going to study how to use articles correctly. And my goal is to master your Portuguese. I want you to improve your Portuguese, to speak better Portuguese, and understand well as well. Okay? Ótimo. Muito obrigado por estarem aqui. And let's begin. Let's get to work. So, what are articles and what are they for? So, in Portuguese, articles are very important. I think in lots of languages, articles are very important. But in Portuguese, they're so important because articles follow nouns. If you have an article, you know that the word after the article is a noun. And we will see how this information is important in a bit. So articles define a noun, a name. An article defines a noun, a name. And it defines into masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. Okay, so articles are very important because it defines a noun. And what are nouns, Yuri? Well, we'll get into that. Olá, Arub! Thank you so much for joining. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Great. So, articles define nouns as singular or plural, as masculine or feminine. We will see together that nouns in Portuguese, they can be either masculine or feminine. Whereas in English, there is no masculine and feminine for a noun. For example, a table, there is no masculine and feminine for table. But in Portuguese, there is. And this is very, very important because articles are going to follow that. Oi, Carla! Carla, minha aluna do México. Seja bem-vinda. Muito bem-vinda. Fico muito feliz. So, we've got articles. Em português, artigos. So every now and then I will say it in Portuguese, not in English. Artigos. And nouns, em português, substantivos. Substantivos, certo? So every now and then, I will be saying artigos, substantivos, so you can get used to Portuguese, so you can get used to words in Portuguese. So now we know that articles, they define nouns. Os artigos definem os substantivos, como singular ou plural, feminino ou masculino, certo? E existem dois tipos diferentes de artigos. There are two different ways, two different types of articles. Artigos definidos, which are the definite articles, e artigos indefinidos, indefinite articles. There are two types, and this is what we are going to learn today. What are artigos definidos and what are artigos indefinidos? Okay? We already know that it defines the noun. So, an important tip, artigos are always used before substantivos, nouns. So, if you see an article, 90% of the times, the word that follows the article will be a noun. 90%. Yuri, why 90% and not 100%? Well, because there are lots of exceptions in Portuguese language. In Latin languages, we are full of exceptions. And so that's why I don't say 100%, but most of the times. And here I say always, just to emphasize that is in great part, okay? Because the exceptions are very few, very, very few. So artigos are always used before substantivos, before nouns. But before we continue, before we go on, what are substantivos? What are nouns? And this concept is important because it will help us through our future lessons. It will help us to understand masculino and feminino on lesson 3. So I tell you now, on AULA 3, next Friday, we will tackle masculine and feminine. And then the concepts that we learned today, we will apply next lesson as well. Okay? So next lesson will be a continuation. Let's say it like this. Okay? So substantivos, nouns, are words used to identify people, things, and places. For example, Iuri, my beautiful name. Iuri is a noun. It's a proper name. It's a noun. Iuri, Linda, John, Arub, Carla, Eldad. Every single name is a noun. Árvore is a noun. It's a tree. Rio de Janeiro, it's a noun. It's the name of a city. Casa, a house. It's a noun. Okay, so it identifies something, a person, a city, a place. And they can either be masculine or feminine, and they can be singular or plural. Okay, so o Iuri, masculine. A árvore, feminine. O Rio de Janeiro, masculine. A casa, feminine. And it can be plural. These are all singular. As árvores, as casas, but we will not go into detail on that yet. But first I want to understand the concept of substantivos. Okay? And in Portuguese, every noun is either masculine or feminine. There is no neutral gender. You know, so once a student asked me if there is a neutral gender. In Portuguese, there is none. In Portuguese, it's either masculine or feminine. Yuri, but it's so weird that you have material things, they have gender in Portuguese. Yeah, I know. I know how weird it is, but that's how it is. So if you've got a table, a mesa, it's feminine. But Yuri, how do I know that a table is feminine? Practice. Practice talking to people, reading, this kind of practice, the contact that you've got with the language will help you understand if it's masculine or feminine. Caneta, for example, a pen, caneta. Masculine or feminine? Practice will tell you, but I'll tell you in advance. This is feminine, a caneta, okay? We will work on detail on masculine and feminine next lesson, on lesson 3 next Friday, because there are some general rules that can guide you through identifying masculine and feminine, okay? So, but one thing I wanted to know, there is no neutral gender. It's either masculine or feminine, certo? So, before we continue, mini exercise. Which words from the sentences below are nouns? So, o balão é azul. I want you to write in the comment section just the word that is a noun, not the article, not anything else, just the noun. O balão é azul. 2, as frutas estão podres. 3, os funcionários estão descansando. 4, a praia é muito linda. Yuri, but I don't know what it means. Don't worry. What do you think is the noun in each of these sentences? Hello, Leon. Welcome, Leonardo. I think that's how your name is called. Leonardo, welcome. Muito obrigado por ter vindo. So write down on the comment section which nouns, which words from the sentences below are nouns. So we've got a few answers already. Yes. So number 1, O balão é azul. So we've got balão. The balloon is blue. So you see there we've got an article, and after the article, we've got a noun. This is the tip I want you to get. After the article, we've got a noun. As frutas. After the article, we've got a noun. And remember, a noun can be singular, a noun can be plural, can be masculine or feminine. So, as frutas estão podres. Like, the fruits are rotten. I don't even say if in English fruits is countable. In Portuguese, frutas is countable. So we make it plural, but I don't know. I'm not sure if in English it is fruits or the fruit are rotten. Not sure. Três. This is the balloon is blue. Os funcionários estão descansando. The workers are resting. E a praia é muito linda. The beach is very beautiful. So, we've got balão, noun, substantivo, frutas, substantivos, funcionários, substantivo, praia, substantivo. Now that we have identified the nouns, I want you to look at the articles. So we've got o balão, pronunciation. It can be pronounced o balão, but most of the times you will hear o balão. O balão é azul, and not o, ok? Então, o balão. As frutas, artigo, as. Feminino, plural, as frutas. Os funcionários, Same thing, you can say os, but most of the times in spoken Portuguese you will hear os. Os funcionários, a praia. All of these, o, as, os, a, artigos definidos, okay? So, before we carry on, let me tell you about this. From July 15th to July 21st, we will be traveling to Brazil together. A week of speaking practice, live on Zoom and broadcast on YouTube. So this is what we are doing here, is only live on YouTube, and the speaking practice will be live on Zoom with me, so you can interact with me and I can check your pronunciation, I can see the way you speak, and we can speak together, okay? And this will be a week of speaking practice content about Brazil from July 15th to July 21st. I am going to open a new enrollment for my Master Club for new students to join Master Club mid-July. So this will be the week that you will be able to study with me and practice. And then if you want to, you will be able to join me, to join Master Club, to join this community. I've got some of my students here with me and I'm very happy. And join our community, okay? So you can schedule this on my website and I'll tell you in a minute how to do so, okay? But save the date, July 15th to July 21st, all right? Traveling to Brazil as a week of speaking practice. So let's get into it. Artigos definidos. They are used to indicate that you are precisely referring to a thing, a person, or a place. It refers to a specific thing, person, or place. And we've got 4 for artigos definidos. Masculino singular, o. Feminino singular, a. Masculino plural, os. Feminino plural, as. Okay? So I want you to get this information. O, os, a, as. And they are used every time you want to specifically talk about a thing, a person, a place. Specifically. This is the key word here, is specific. Okay? So, let's work on some examples now. Look at this. A cadeira é branca. So, a cadeira é branca. And I'm talking about a specific chair. Okay? A cadeira é branca. And also, I'm talking about the white chair and not any other chair. Okay? So, a cadeira é branca. As frutas estão podres. We saw this example before. So, as frutas estão podres. And not the vegetables and not the other things, but as frutas, specifically the fruit. O avião parte em 5 minutos. O avião. Not the bus, not the ship. O avião, specifically. Os funcionários estão de férias. So, os funcionários. Not the boss, os funcionários, specifically them. O Yuri é professor de português. And this is something very interesting because some of my students asked me, o Yuri? But it sounds so weird to add an article to a name, like someone's name. Yeah. In Portuguese, it's very common. So for us, it's not that weird. O Yuri é professor de português. O João e a Carla se casaram. João and Carla got married. So you see that o Yuri, o João, a Carla, a Arub, a Linda, o Eldad, o John, o Leon. In Portuguese, it is very common to use articles, definite articles, before someone's name. Okay? Very, very, very common. Yuri, but can I say this sentence without the article? Yes, you can say Yuri é professor de português. João e Carla se casaram. It's also correct. It's not wrong. But what I want you to understand is that most of the times you will hear with the article. Okay? Most of the times. But there are some Brazilians who don't use the article as well, and it's okay. Okay? It's not mandatory. You have to use the article before someone's name. No, it's not like that. So, even though it may sound weird for you, because in English there is no article before someone's name, in Portuguese it is very, very common. Okay? So, atenção. How's it going? How's it going so far? Am I going too fast? Too slow? Is it okay? Write on the comment, give me some feedback. I'll get my orange juice. Did you understand the concepts of what articles are, what nouns are? Because they will be very important from now on. Linda. Linda is getting it. Yes, you said the article, girl. Well done. So, Linda is getting it. Okay, yes. So, ótimo. Ótimo, ótimo. Então, vamos continuar. Atenção. Atenção. Before city names, even though they are nouns, no artigo is used. So you don't use articles before city names. For example, Fortaleza, my beautiful city, é linda. Fortaleza é linda. We don't say a Fortaleza. Fortaleza. Ok? Eu amo São Paulo. Eu amo a São Paulo. O São Paulo. Eu amo São Paulo. No article is needed before city names. Eu quero conhecer Manaus. I want to visit Manaus. And one thing, we use verb conhecer when you want to visit a place. Okay? You can say visitar. We also have the verb visitar, but it's more common to say conhecer. Literally, conhecer is to know, like to know someone. But we also use it for cities. Então, eu quero conhecer Manaus. A Manaus, o Manaus, E eu vou viajar para Paris. Eu vou viajar para Paris. Então, sem artigo. No article. Para Paris. But there are exceptions. And let's have a look at the exceptions. The cities of Rio de Janeiro and Porto in Portugal, for example, require articles, and it is very easy to understand why. So, these words, Rio and Porto, they are words that are common nouns, right? Rio, river, Porto, harbor. And because they were turned into city names, they carry on with the article. That's why we say eu amo São Paulo. No article is needed. And eu amo o Rio de Janeiro. So that is why. Yuri, I always saw o Rio de Janeiro, but I never understood why I had to say o Rio de Janeiro, but I didn't have to say o São Paulo or a São Paulo. That is why. Because here we've got rio is a common noun, the river. And as a common noun, we have articles, o rio. And because it's a name of the city, the article carries on with it. So, o Rio de Janeiro. E, the same as Porto, a beautiful city in Portugal. Eu vou para o Porto amanhã. I'm going to Porto tomorrow. Okay? So, o Porto. And one of my students, Tomek, asked me about Recife one day. And Recife is optional because he was reading, I think, something on the news, and everyone was saying, o Recife, blah, blah, blah. It's optional. So you can say Recife or o Recife. Okay? So this is just an extra information, but it's very important for you to know that Rio de Janeiro, I'm sure that you will be using Rio de Janeiro a lot if you intend to come to Brazil to visit Rio. So know that before Rio de Janeiro, o is required. Artigo required. Okay? And what about countries? Countries. The students usually ask me about this because they get confused a lot. So in general, countries require articles. So o Brasil, a França, os Estados Unidos, and you see that os Estados Unidos, plural. Os Estados Unidos, a Inglaterra, England, o Chile, a Argentina, o México, a China. So, as a general rule, countries require articles. City names, no articles. Countries, articles. But there are exceptions. Very few exceptions, but there are. And the exceptions we've got: Israel, no article is needed. Então, por exemplo, em Israel, blah, 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 in Israel. But if I was going to say in Brazil, I would say no Brasil. Yuri, what is no? No, it's the topic of one of our future lessons. We will learn how to contract prepositions and articles. No, just so you know, is basically em plus the article o. So instead of saying em o Brasil, we say no Brasil. Okay? But let's leave it for a future lesson. But I want you to know, what I want you to know is Israel, Moçambique, Angola, Cabo Verde, Portugal, Cuba. These country names do not require article. Okay? What do I want to get from this? City names, they do not require articles, apart from Rio de Janeiro. Country names, they do require articles, with a few exceptions, such as Israel, Portugal, Cuba, Moçambique, Angola e Cabo Verde. Okay? Certo? And I decided to bring this here because I realized with my students that this article thing with country names and cities was a thing. You know, like, I don't know if I say the article, I don't know if I. So, clarified here: articles with city names, no articles; with countries, articles, with a few exceptions. So, let's recap on definite articles. They are used to indicate that you are precisely referring to a thing, a person, or a place. It refers to a specific thing, a person, or a place. And the key word here is specific. Specific, and there are 4. So, mini exercise now. Fill in the blanks with the correct definite article. So, what definite article, which definite article do I use that is masculine and plural, that is feminine and singular? There is masculine and singular. There is feminine and plural. I want you to tell me in the comment section, while I get some more of my orange juice, suco de laranja. I want to know if you can identify the articles based on their gender and number. Ótimo. Definite articles. I see some answers. So, well done, Carla, Eldad, Linda, ótimo. Então, what do we have here? Masculine, plural, os. ou os. Feminino e singular. A. Masculino e singular. O. U. E feminino plural. As. Ótimo. Ótimo, ótimo, ótimo. If you got it right, you know the basic concepts of articles, and the studies of articles will not end in this lesson. We will need all this information on lessons 3, 4, and so on. Okay. So if you are enjoying this lesson, please thumbs up, hit the like button on Facebook or on YouTube. It helps me. And let's see if I get more thumbs up than I did on the first lesson. It's very simple. Just press thumbs up on YouTube and it will be it. Okay? And if you are enjoying this lesson and learning something new and reviewing things, it will help me very much. All right? So, let's carry on the second type. The second type of articles. Artigos indefinidos. Artigos indefinidos. What are artigos indefinidos? They are used to refer to something in general, unspecifically. So we saw that artigos definidos were used for specific things. Artigos indefinidos are used to things in general. And I wanted to pay attention to this. Masculino singular, um. Oh, Yuri, but I've seen this word before. Is also one. Yes, one. It's also the number one. Okay, also number one. Uns, masculino plural. Yuri, what is uns? In English, uns or and umas is translated as some. Okay? And uma is translated as a and an. So, these are artigos indefinidos. They are used to talk about things in general. So, for example, ela quer comprar uma bolsa nova. Ela quer comprar uma bolsa nova. It can be any purse. It's not specific, it's general, okay? It can be any purse. Ela quer comprar uma bolsa nova. Ok. Ele quer comprar um carro novo. Um carro novo. It can be any car. It can be any car. And he's not picky. Any car serves him well. Okay, so ele quer comprar um carro. So now, compare this. Ela quer comprar a bolsa da Louis Vuitton. Então, ela quer comprar a bolsa da Louis Vuitton. It has to be that one, that specific purse. You see the difference? When I say number one, ela quer comprar uma bolsa nova, it can be any purse. It can be any purse on this planet. But when I say ela quer comprar a bolsa da Louis Vuitton, is that specific purse. Louis Vuitton. Ele quer comprar o carro da Hyundai. It's not Chevrolet. It's not what other car brands. I'm terrible with cars. Why did I put this example? Chevrolet, Hyundai. I think I know only these two. Anyway, it's not any other brand. It's only Hyundai, okay? And in Portuguese we say Hyundai. Ele quer comprar o carro da Hyundai. It's not any other. On number 2, ele quer comprar carro novo. It can be any car. And if you get out of this lesson understanding this difference, when to use one and when to use the other, I'm happy. Okay? I'm very, very glad. 1, it's general. Artigos indefinidos. Uns, uma, umas. And pay attention to pronunciation. It's nasal. Uns, uma, umas. Okay, so it's very, very nasal. Certo? So if you understood this difference, this concept, I'm glad. So let's have a look at some more examples. Eu quero comprar uns lápis. I want to buy some pencils. Eu quero comprar uns lápis. Lápis is singular and plural, okay? So it's one word for singular and plural. So eu quero comprar uns lápis. Uns lápis. It can be any pencil, but I don't want only one. I want some pencils, okay? Então eu quero comprar uns lápis. Eu quero comprar umas canetas. Some pens. Eu não quero comprar uma caneta. Eu quero comprar umas canetas. Some. Now let's compare with these 2 other sentences. Eu quero comprar os lápis para desenho. You see? Here, it can be any pencil. Here, eu quero comprar os lápis para desenho. I want those specific pencils for drawing. Os lápis para desenho. Eu quero comprar as canetas azuis. Specific. I don't want the red one. I don't want the green one, the pink one. As canetas azuis. Certo? Então, eu quero comprar uns lápis. Eu quero comprar umas canetas. Eu quero comprar os lápis para desenho. E eu quero comprar as canetas azuis. Certo? This is the main difference between definite articles and indefinite articles. Okay? Any questions? How's it going so far? Good? Bad? Alinda is still getting it? So let me know. And there is only one more piece of information, and then we're done for today. Just one more piece of information, one mini exercise, and then we're done. Okay? And I'm very glad that you joined me today. Very, very glad. Yes. Yes. Então, one last thing. When not to use definite articles. When not to use definite articles. When greeting someone or saying goodbye. So for example, I told you that we most of the times use articles with names. Like o Yuri, a Linda, a Carla, o Eldert. But when we are greeting someone, we never use articles. Oi, Marcos. Oi, Eldert. We don't say Oi, o Marcos. Oi, a Linda. Não. Oi, Marcos. Bom dia, Cristina. Tchau, João. No article is needed here. Never, never. Irene, if I use it, is it wrong? Yes. Yes. Never. Certo? So when greeting someone or saying goodbye, no article is needed. 2. When listing things, eu preciso de banana, abacaxi, maçã e morango. Eu preciso de banana, abacaxi, maçã e morango. No article is needed. Yuri, can I say eu preciso de uma banana, um abacaxi, uma maçã e um morango? Yes, but they're not definite articles. Lembra? Remember? Is an indefinite article or number. Here, we are saying as we're not to use definite articles. So, eu preciso da banana, do abacaxi, da maçã e do morango. You can say that if you want to specifically point, but we hardly ever use it like that. So, eu preciso de banana, abacaxi, maçã e morango, no article when we list things. Okay? And 1/3 situation when talking about planets. I don't know how often you'll be talking about planets, but I don't know. Maybe. Júpiter é o maior planeta do sistema solar. So we don't use articles for planets. Então, o Júpiter, pá, Júpiter é o maior planeta do sistema solar. Okay? So these are the 3 situations that we never use articles, definite articles. When greeting someone or saying goodbye, when listing things, and when talking about planets. Mini exercise. Fill in the blanks with the correct indefinite article. Let's see if you've got that. Indefinite article. What have we got there? So, is masculine and plural. We've got some answers already. Let's check. Uns. One thing well, here is indefinite article, okay? So, uns. And I want you to pay attention to this. Is singular and masculino. So it would be right here. But what I want you to pay attention to is that when it's masculine singular, we spell it with M. U-M. Yes, yes. And plural masculine, U-N-S. Plural and masculino. So, singular and masculino, um. Plural, uns. It changes. M, it's only when it's singular. If it's plural, drop the M and add ns. Okay? This is important. So, masculino, uns, plural, singular. Uns plural, drop the M, N, S. Okay? And feminino singular, uma. And feminino plural, umas. Certo? Ótimo, ótimo, ótimo. Então, uns, masculino plural, uma, feminino singular, um, masculino singular, umas, feminino plural. Maravilha. Ah, yeah, Linda, I am very glad that you know that sometimes we see things. We saw that. And we carry on, we carry on. And there are some specifics, some details that we let it behind. So that's why I think it's really important to go back into stuff and see, because there's always something that we let it slip. Yes, awesome. I'm glad that you got this time. Ótimo, ótimo, maravilha. So, is there any question so far? Is there any other question? Is it clear? Yes. So, let me talk a little bit about traveling to Brazil, a week of speaking practice. This is totally free. You all can join, okay? It will be live on Zoom. It will be a week where you will learn how to interact with people at the airport, when you check into a hotel, go to a restaurant in Brazil, walk around Brazil, book a tour to visit Brazil. This is what this week will be about. And you can join me on Zoom. And how do you do that? On my webpage, masteryourportuguese.com, you will see scheduling. Scheduling, if you look at a desktop version, or if you look at the mobile, besides Master Portuguese logo, you will see 3 lines. You just click on those 3 lines and then you will see scheduling. Once you click on scheduling, you will be directed to the scheduling page. And it's very simple to schedule the lesson, because you have to guarantee your spot on it. Okay? And I don't know why it's not working now, but it's very simple. Click on scheduling, and then you will just follow the steps there, and you can sign up to Traveling to Brazil, a week of speaking practice live on Zoom and broadcast on YouTube. So if you want to practice live, join us on Zoom. If you don't want to, you will be able to watch live on YouTube, okay? So, muito, muito obrigado. On aula 3, you will learn more about masculine and feminine nouns, substantivos masculinos e femininos. Certo, gente? Muitíssimo obrigado. Bons estudos. Yes, Linda, you have to sign up to each day separately, okay? But there is a way that you can do to sign up all at once. There is the recurring. You can see the recurring. So let me show you. What you will do is set your time zone. So you will set your time zone, and then you will see that it will be on the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. There is nothing on the 20th, and there will be a review lesson, a recap lesson on the 21st, okay? So when you come to the 15th, what you have to do is, if you do it continue, you'll do only the 15th. You schedule only the 15th. So you can say at a time, and then at a time, and then at a time. To each one of them, you add a time, and then you see that they will be here, and then at a time, and then just add all of them. And then once you've done all of them, this is taking long, continue. When you continue, you'll see that all the dates will be here: name, last name, email, complete appointment. And that's done, okay? So you just press add a time to each one of them, and then you will be able to book, to schedule all of them, okay? So, yes! Muito, muito obrigado, gente. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you around. See you next Friday, and we will learn on aula 3, masculino e feminino, ok? Tchau, tchau, gente!